So, as I was mentioning, today we have Dr. Snehal Pinto, who's the director at the Ryan Group of Institution, which I believe the institution needs no introduction. But what I will do is, while I have a very, very long 4-5 paragraphs of introduction, I will be a little selective in this, and I'm sure Snehal will not really find it offending, which is that I will only pick up, I have read it all, but I have picked up few points which I really feel will be a good introduction to hers, which is that being a lifelong learner, Dr. Snehal Pinto is a passionate educator and currently serves as director at the Ryan International Group of Institutions, India's largest privately owned chain of K-12 institutions. She has a rich experience of over 20 years in various capacities, including teaching and leadership. She started as a primary school teacher, which is absolutely important whenever somebody is taking up a leadership role, and took my attention, moved up the career ladder to take on various leadership roles. She has completed her doctorate in education from Nova's Southeastern University, USA. She's a former president of the Association of Schools for the Indian School Certificate and has been a member of the executive general body of the Council for the Indian School Certificate Examination. As a matter of fact, I'm a product of ICSE board, right, and which I always very proudly say. She is also a member of the advisory committee in the South Asia International Baccalaureate Schools Association, which is called, I believe, SAIBISA. Dr. Pinto has been acknowledged worldwide as a visionary thought leader for her significant contribution in enhancing and teaching learning process to develop effective student engagement and for her transformational leadership in education. She has various awards to her credit, and the list is long, and I will spare all of you with that, right? So, Dr. Snehal, good to have you once again. Lovely to, and as I said, we will first go straight into your top 10 priorities, whichever format you want to do it, which is if you want to use any kind of aid, absolutely yours. Otherwise, if you want to keep it this format, all yours, right?
Thank you. Good evening to everyone, and I am grateful for this privilege to Christ and my parents, because without whose vision, I see some of our principles here, and the fact that they have seen me grow. It's humbling to be on this platform. So I'm very grateful for this privilege. I don't take it for granted. And my greetings to every one of you who is on this platform, who have logged in even from cars. I can see some of them traveling. I do appreciate the commitment. Really, God bless you. And very inspiring. That's why I want to make sure that I don't stretch you out for about an hour. So that it occupies travel time, but make it worthwhile and meaningful, and not something that we have not already discussed, heard over time. But also, I'm hoping that some of what I'm sharing will resonate. But I am here to also learn. Gaurava has been very kind in extending such nice words. But honestly, I'm a student at heart and will always be, because God has been amazing in just you can learn from a child on the street. You can learn from, as long as your heart is to learn and do the right thing. And given that premise, I am here to just submit for your consideration my not top 10, but at least 7. And within that, you will find there are points that, hopefully will resonate. And it's not the first time I've shared it. One of the things, in keeping with our vision and the organizational goal, is the holistic development of our children. And so holistic well-being of our students is, in my view, going to be a major priority for us, because stress is not only increasing for us, it's twice as more for them. So I think within our curriculum, I'm seeking to definitely ensure that it's not just topics that concern themselves about academic instruction, but also about life skills. also about mental health. And it's been, I'm grateful that we live at a time where there's more awareness being created by the youth and the children, as well as, agencies and organizations and foundations. But I think now to find inroads within the school level as well. And who better than the children? Really, when students take agency, um, it has a different and a deeper effective impact. And therefore, the other thing is to establish student support teams, where we destigmatize this kind of topics surrounding mental health, as well as equip them with life skills. And I may not know everything, but the idea is to equip them to learn. And if we can get that sorted, and that is something I would seek for us to do as a group. And are we already doing it? No, I know we have already made a foray into it, and we seek to do more, because we serve different demographics across, different. It's almost like the United States of India, and it's so much of dynamic cultures, even subcultures within the different states, and therefore it is important. Oh, hello. Okay. It's therefore it is important that we are able to have some consistency in not just template, but in the way we are going to approach, say, awareness, in the way we are going to disseminate information, in the way we are going to form those teams and help equip the children with those learnings to help the others. So I think that is done. So that is my first one. The second one, and I see this coming in a big way, is personalized learning. And a time is coming where the children will choose what they want to learn, the way they want to learn it. A time is coming. But before that, I know our teachers and we ourselves will have to be prepared, not just mentally, but also with the resources. So there are talks already. I know Ryan is in conversation with, about investing in adaptive learning platforms that will help our students um, adapt learning to their styles, to their individual needs, and also offer some flexible like learning options, um, including blended and hybrid learning, but also like in the modules and the programs to learn. And I think, thank God for the new for the national education policy that has already created some latitude for this kind of initiative. Will we be all out there doing it in the first shot? No, but we're definitely going to pilot things, as well as have insist more. And this is coming out of a vision from from our chairman, sir, where he was insistent on maintaining a portfolio for our children, like their learning journey documentation, and they take agency for that. That is one of the things we are definitely going to pursue. And this is 2024 or 25 kind of a thing. As well as for our students, um, get them to and I will come to that when we talk about community engagement. But yeah, this is some of the points under the personalized learning bit. The other one, looking to prioritize, is making space for innovation. um, you know we may not know everything and do everything, and that's why we need, like at our level, we need to create space for the ones who can. And it is important that we do that as leaders, as well as educators, really, because we are in the process of preparing tomorrow's leaders. No, they're already leading today. And I think it's very encouraging to see that when students show activism for climate change.
हाँ हाँ तो और
Yeah, so what I'll do is give me a moment. Give me a moment.
So,
I'll just resolve this. Yeah, please go ahead. You'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah,
okay.
now good. Go.
Okay. So that is the thing about innovation. The idea is to create space, and not just for children. I think our teachers need the spaces as well. We are so used to providing centralized stuff for us teachers as well. Yes, the idea is to cut down a lot of redundant work, but with AI coming in, the idea is to now ensure that they are creators of content. Our teachers are, our students are. AI is there to facilitate and help us, but the idea is for us to be the origin of content. And it comes from life experiences, it comes from everything that we look around and see and absorb in our learning. So I think a lot of collaboration is in store. So fostering and making space for collaboration and innovation is one of our priorities. And I'm just grateful that, in making arts a part of who we are as a culture at Ryan's. The Performing Arts Festival, the Model United Nations, those are our flagship events, but more than events now, making it a culture, making it a lifestyle within the schools. And we've done it at like different grade levels across, sections as well. But now to do it a little more, being mindful of social causes, of issues that impact us as humankind. So I think that is something I've seen students show eagerness in terms of, even when they pick up like an ATL and all, when they pick up those topics they want, it is usually for community social impact. And it's amazing at that level, in like sixth, seventh, and younger level, they're thinking about it, which provides hope. So we want to make space for that. As well as within that have a mechanism for feedback. And that would be like from different stakeholders and not the usual, traditional way of seeking feedback. And the idea is maintaining that feedback mechanism from students, teachers, parents, associates involved with us. And the idea is for us to grow. Yes, it has taken us 48 years to reach this far. And I'm just grateful that we still are learning and we still are going forward and, wanting to grow further. But not without making the necessary adjustments, consolidating, streamlining, as well as making space for creativity. And that is something that's at the core of what we want to prioritize when we are making space for collaboration and innovation. The other one is about, and I know I'm grateful that we do this, is about fostering inclusivity and equity. And I know this is like jaded thing, equity, access, inclusivity, but I know that we have demonstrated it consistently over the years. And why do I say that? Because whatever the perception, we do not profile children who come to our schools. You can come from any socio-economic background and academic standing. You are welcome here. As long as you show a hunger and aspiration to learn and want to grow and value education, we are here to serve. And I've seen that from my state board schools. I've seen that from schools in second tier and third tier towns. As long as there's aspiration and hunger, and I promise you, there's no better time to be in India than now, because there's such a ethos and an atmosphere of growth mindset at work. And if we can just get that piece right and embed that in our kids and embed that in our students and parents and even teachers across, I think if we are all on that same page together, we will reach more kids than we have ever imagined in this decade. And I think that is one of our priorities, is to ensure that not just at the entry point, but also now establish like mentorship for them, career guidance and counseling units within the school officially and in a big way, going to be a part of it, so that it's not just about employability, but it's about being productive, being useful, promoting dignity of labor. We have children of traders, we have children of small merchants, businesses, and we have children in our different boards where parents come from humble backgrounds. but they dignify their work. They can be a vegetable seller in our Father Agnello school. They can be, different backgrounds. But what I respect and love is that they value education, and we are here to provide that. And we have to do the best we can across the board. So one of the things we're definitely looking for is and that's why I'm grateful. All our events include everyone. But now going forward, even within like the school, establishing mentorship program, the career guidance being available to everyone, being able to make wise choices, involving the community, and not just corporate, but even the community within the way we do things in career counseling, so that the people who are actually in the field come in and mentor, not just talk, not just have awareness sessions, but mentor if anyone is interested in that field. So we've had these sessions in like bits and pieces. We also had like the entrepreneurship programs at work, but now to bring it down further to the younger lot, because they are obviously showing a hunger to grow up quick. So I think just bridging that gap and that finding that middle path to do so. That, as well as continuing with obviously cultural events across India to promote more harmony. And the idea is to just be able to say that we are able to coexist together, and no better place than our schools to promote that. And that is something, one of our priorities, where we are able to nurture diverse perspectives, backgrounds, not just to tolerate, but to coexist and peacefully to pursue progress. That is one of our major things. I would like to see that happening for us as well, through our schools, of course, and of course, in collaboration with those who are like-minded. So that is one thing. I'll also help our teachers in a big way, and that's why I want continuous professional development coming in a major way. There again, we have seen, mentorship has helped a great deal when we have paired different generations, and we have piloted these things, and it has worked. And now to take that across the different boards, as well as the states and our centers across India, as well as actually establish a research and development unit within our organization, and have experts on it, helping us, providing input to grow, and then to standardize, especially with a focus on assessment. I think I personally, and I know a whole lot of our team who's here, we want to get that piece right. Are we in progress? Yes, we are in process, but I think we understand the systemic requirements at the entrance exams and the professional exams, but higher order thinking skills, critical thinking skills, all that nice jargon we hear about the 21st century stuff, we want to see it in action right from a young age, and not necessarily to a pen and paper kind of assessment, but a mechanism where each one is able to pursue their learning style, and in that give a learning outcome, provide that outcome in as a result of their learning. So the IB has a super approach in assessment for learning, and I think that is the heart of all that we want to pursue in the way we review and change the way we assess. So yeah, the research and educational research and development team is definitely the council. Creating an academic council is definitely on the cards. That, as well as tech integration, like I said earlier, the idea is to equip our staff, not just for the sake of instruction within the classroom, but beyond it, helping, enabling them to integrate tech, to help them at different levels, personally, professionally, where they are not intimidated, but they are now more confident, ready to take it on, embed it, but also now share it across. So yeah, definitely looking to integrate tech in that sense, for which we are going to do a tech needs assessment across the board, and we will have, of course, we are reviewing the need for more infrastructure, change a few things. So that is definitely on the cards, as well as, like I alluded earlier to, the generative AI platform. So that some innovative solutions that help our students enjoy learning better, but also helps our teachers design better learning experiences, and also then evaluate the impact on learning. So that is something on the cards. And like I was saying about community engagement, that is a big piece for us. We've done things before, and I know Anuradha Miss is here. Vasant Kunj has done a super job at Mahipalpur, and we are looking to see more of that in the whole official way, unofficial way. The thing is, I think a lot of schools here, I'm sure, do that because we are not marketeers professionally. We just don't know how to market things. But thank God that we don't have to do that. Um, the goodwill, the rapport that we establish, um, the outcome that we see in lives getting better, that itself is our marketing at work. So we are grateful for that. But I definitely want to see more community engagement, and both ways, helping the community through engagement with the stakeholders, bringing them into the school system in terms of what is it that we can teach our students to help them better contribute to the community across, which means the UN SDG part, we are already working with Gavin. It's going to be a big thing where we want to incorporate that within the school system. So that takes care of their social causes and the climate change, or being just aware socially. But I think more at the local level, being helpful to your local community and how you can make an impact. And it starts small, but through your small progressive steps, make a major impact. And I know our kids are more than eager to get involved in those kind of internship programs, mentorship programs. And also our thing is to facilitate them by providing the resources necessary for collaboration and fostering innovation amongst the stakeholders, but also involving them. Often parents are called at selective times to get involved in the school, but we are blessed across the board with parents that understand that trust and that what to want to support. And it's not incumbent on everyone to do that, but for the ones who want to do that, we want to involve, so that together we can grow towards a common vision. So yeah, that's my few ones.
No, absolutely. But was that seven? Or
Yeah,
did I miss
yeah, yeah,
something? Okay,
yeah.
so I will go one by one. Correct me where I missed out. Holistic development, number one.
Holistic well-being, yeah.
Personalized learning,
Yes.
making space for innovation. Is that correct? Right?
Yeah, fostering, like making space for
Fostering innovation. I
innovation
really
and
like that one,
promoting.
actually. That's a fabulous space for innovation. Demonstrating inclusivity. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
promoting inclusivity and equity.
Correct, correct. And then I straight jumped to, sorry if I missed out, community engagement, which was for me five.
No, there was continuous professional development,
Oh, CPD.
and there
Okay,
was,
okay.
yeah, and then there was tech integration, so
Okay.
strategically integrating tech, and then there was community engagement. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Exhaustive and obviously covers up the complete spectrum. Uh, as I said, I truly love the one which is for me. While I mean we have heard all these terms, but as I said, I think you are really talking that you want to walk the talk on this one, I believe, and that's the way I've seen. I've had the luxury of meeting few of your leaders. I think Sheetal ji is part of the Ryan Group itself, I believe. Is that so? Oh,
Yeah.
lovely. Wonderful, wonderful. So, uh, thank you very much for that one initial bit. I think now we go to the open house. Let's have this conversation with Dr. Pinto, and let's have this sort of a open house, which is more inclusive, if I may say, right? So let's have everybody participating in this conversation.
Yeah,
Okay.
just a disclaimer. People, remember it's the weekend and you want to go home and take a break as well.
Yes, in fact, I was also wanting to know from everybody that when are they closing their schools for summer vacation? In fact, this is the weekend; they're all closing for summer vacations as well. So firstly, wonderful to have these many of you here. So since you are here, let's make it worth a while. Okay. Let's have a quick show of hands. So how we will do this? We'll have a quick show of hand.
Seriously.
We'll help you unmute, and then you can ask your question or your observation. Okay. Should I disturb the decorum? People from the Ryan group will ask the question last. Okay. Is that okay? Anybody from? Yes. So Chitrakala ji. Yes. I know definitely she's not from the Ryan group. I'm helping you unmute. You can please pose your question.
Well, yes. Ms. Pinto, your speech was wonderful. I could get a lot of points. I hope you're able to hear me. I'm on the camera. I'm waving out. Yes. Can you see me?
Yes.
Thank you. Good to see you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was wonderful hearing you. You know, I can see a lot of, knowledge in a small-made person, even though you're young. I can take this privilege of speaking like that with this gray hair on me, you know. Yes, I could get a lot of points, number one. Number two, I had the privilege of meeting your parents once when I had been to Delhi. So that adds to the happiness that I'm sharing with you.
Thank you so much. Humbling.
As Gaurava said, the point which really attracted me was making space for innovation.
Yeah.
You know, and that's very, very important in schools. And, I can share, most of the points I could see that I have worked on almost, I can say 80% of what you shared with us. You know, the climate change, I've made a calendar in school where all the students from my pre-primary to 12 have opportunities to work around it.
That's fantastic.
And, yeah, so that makes a lot of difference in how children enjoy and do it.
Yes.
Right? Because they're so exposed to information outside, they bring in so much and we learn from them.
Yes.
You know, that was so wonderful. And I really love this, making space for the students to voice out and speak.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much. And I'm definitely going to call you, Chitakala ma'am, to share that calendar with us.
Sure, why not? I would love to share.
I like the idea. Like, firstly, the reason I said yes to Gaurava was one, because I get to meet like-minded people, but also you get to learn so much, right? Like,
right.
You have a calendar in place, and I'm already working on a project, and I could introduce you. So idea is, competition is in its place.
Right.
Yeah, the perceived competitiveness is there, but at the heart of it, the idea is to educate, equip, go together. So thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Chitakala ji.
Thank you.
Veena ji, your question, over to you.
Yeah, good evening once again. It was a pleasure listening to you, Ms. Snehal. A lot of insight, and I think most of the leaders are following some of what, priorities you have discussed with us. But three things which I really appreciate and which we also do in our school is creating space for innovation. As and when, I think it happens on the monthly basis when we have different events. Recently, we did the science exhibition where a lot of innovation was there from each and every child, and you get so delighted to see their thought process, third graders, fourth graders getting into creating something very, very new. So it's a good learning for us that how much of potential our kids have. That definitely, I think we need to give them more of space with a lot of tech tools where they can do just wonders, right?
Yeah. Like you said about, and do you see that it is going younger, third, fourth, and fifth?
Oh, yes, definitely. Even grade 1, grade 2, when a teacher is teaching something, very new. They come up with so many inquisitive thoughts and so many things which are sometimes beyond the imagination of the teacher. And sometimes we think, oh, really, why did we get this thought? What the child is getting?
True.
You know? And the younger dot is just amazing. Let it be pre-primary kids,
Yeah.
grade 1, pre, because they have no hesitation. What they
Absolutely.
think, they share with us.
Yes.
So that is one part which I was very delighted to hear from you. Second is, yes, the CPDs and the PDQs that we organize. So I feel the strengthening of the school, the complete ecosystem of school is totally depending upon how well equipped our teachers are, And what we do in our school is every Saturday, every fortnight, we have the training sessions planned for the teachers in-house, and as and when required, we have it outsourced.
Yeah.
And that is the to, the innovative teacher, very, the
Veena
teacher
ji,
who can really do wonders. Okay, maybe some network issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were breaking in between, but you can
Yeah.
you're fine. You can please go ahead. No.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm almost done because of traveling. Probably there's some network glitch. So
No
these
problem.
two happens to be my core areas as well.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Can I just say thank you? Like, even while traveling, I can see some of you all like keenly
Yes.
tuned in and all. My goodness, I'm going to take the snapshot.
Okay, Miss Tali, your question. And I'm
Gaurav.
assuming you are not from the Ryan Group of Institution.
No,
Yeah.
I am
Oh.
not. And good evening, everyone. And good evening, Dr. Snehal. It was pleasant listening to you. And thanks to Gaurav, who is on the task for last so many years. Gaurav, I had been the speaker 2 years back when I was working with Pallavi Hyderabad for the same thing. And this topic is very close to my heart because every time when I listen to the speakers, I get to know at least 10 more new points every 6 months, and which become my bucket list to add on wherever I'm working. So right now I'm in Bangalore working with Nagarjuna Vidya Niketan. And thank you, Snehal ma'am, for putting across the point of community service. Yes, in this world of technology where students are, what to say, they are so very digitally native, we will call them, and they're so very connected with the digital devices and technology. It's very important for us, rather I consider it's the moral responsibility of each and every educator to get them connected with the communities. So in Nagarjuna, I think every chapter or every third chapter, we integrate the community service. So it is so very well connected, the lesson planning and everything, that every grade gets the chance, at least across grade UKG till grade 12th, that they go out and do some of the community service which are very well connected and integrated with their lessons. So thank you for bringing this point up. This is a very relevant and the need of the hour of our society, where we have to bring our students on the platform where they should get connected with the service which they can provide to these communities, underprivileged communities as well. Thank you, Gaurav. I'll not take much of your time. Sorry, my video is not working. Sorry, ma'am. I could not switch on my video. But thank you so much and have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Midari ji. Thank you very much. Bibha Rai, your question. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Dr. Pinto, I just wanted to know, you spoke about inclusivity. I just wanted to know, because in my school at times, I find it difficult to convince the parent community. At times they don't understand, they don't want to understand. For them, Their child's safety, their child's priorities are the priorities. So this is what I wanted to understand from you. How do you handle such queries or questions from parents?
Yeah, just in the previous one, Mitali ma'am also referred to, the community engagement, and unless parents' buy-in is there, yeah, like we had this beach cleanup, and we have different, like I said, we serve different boards, right? So we have a bunch of parents who are like, I don't want my child to go to the beach, and the kind of air and this and that, and you will, may I just put it out here, you will encounter resistance when you want to bring
There are
change.
denials. Yes, ma'am. There are denials.
The idea is, if I can encourage you, all the teachers, and I mean from you till your support staff.
Yeah.
Is it ideally done where we are? No, we are still in progress. Okay, so let me just put it out here right now. But I have realized the moment all of us are on one page, where dignity of labor is concerned, where the well-being, like we mean well for your child. We leave our families and come here to serve your children. Um, Keeping it humane, like connecting across, and you will always have a resistance from a small pocket. One of the things we did was, and I can say this about like 3 schools out here in Bombay, where we got one of those lot of parents who are like the mobilizer to lead one campaign. So it was a beach cleanup. So, if you can please help us coordinate this, letting them connect. And they realize it is tough. They understand then it is tough. So you will have two reactions. Either they will back off or they will continue to murmur, but at the end, they will respect what you're doing. But unless the whole staff, right from top to bottom, and the students don't see value in what you all are doing, sometimes, we can do things to mark the checklist of the things we have done in the activity calendar, but it has to go beyond that. And I see that you obviously sincerely want to bring in change. May I just encourage when parents talk to when teachers talk to parents, when children are talking to parents, uh, that very initiative, like for example, you want to say adopt a cohort of underprivileged children in a nearby, say, school, invite them over. You take an exchange program where you are taking them to see what privilege and blessings we enjoy, and then have a dialogue with let the children prepare presentations for them, and then invite the parents in on that. The idea, like you're right, they only see their child, they only see the thing, and you can't even blame them for it because that's all they know. There's a whole peer group pressure as well on them, right? To only make their cause the cause. But the idea is to just slowly embed yourself in their conversations, where you have to navigate that conversation. The children are your best ambassadors, I promise you. When they get excited about it, they will prod the parents on. And slowly but surely, not all at once, but slowly but surely, I promise you, you will corrode that negativity down. You will bring that down to, put up positivity through the kids. But
I'm
it is
hopeful,
so,
ma'am.
it is,
I'm hopeful, ma'am. But why I'm discussing this with you because somewhere I'm a little sad. I tried with a child who was ADHD, and since KG1 he was studying in my school. And at the end of KG2, yesterday the parents met me, and I'm unable to help the child
yeah,
beyond the level. So somewhere I'm feeling very sad about it.
yeah.
I
One,
had to issue him a TC because we could not control his actions or
yeah.
could not do anything beyond that.
Yeah, sometimes schools, like, it's not like you don't want to have those resources to help such children. It's just that, by virtue of the school that you may have, It's just not possible to do that at this point, and it's fine. But the thing is, if you, and very often you're right, parents are in denial about these things. And the idea is to constantly, and I'm glad you were specific about this thing. Can I encourage you from the orientation, first term and all, create awareness of these kind of learning challenges, that they are existing. And if you need help, don't be shy about it. But will I be the one be able to help you? Maybe not, but I can connect you to someone who can. And the idea is to, yeah, it's sad when you have to give a TC, because where
I
all will
could not
the
tell
child go?
beyond that.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
But where all will that child go, you know? And you reminded me of this little girl, and we had one in the past, but this one is a total miracle in front of me. I promise you, ma'am. Her name is Veronica, and thankfully, because her parents are not on this forum, so I can speak. But I've seen a miracle in and through this child. One of the things we allow is shadow teachers, but it has to be a qualified one. Sometimes they need OTs, or sometimes they have a qualified resource for this purpose, right? And we allow them to be with the kid in the classroom and get through. So her social skills dramatically improved. The idea is not to keep them away, but mainstream them. That is, if the class size, again, like you said, is doable, then it's helpful. But if you have a class size of, say, over 35, 40, have mercy on the teacher. So, that's why you need a shadow teacher for that purpose in a national board and international board. But also, if you have a SEN in place, and a counselor resource, so who's got.
You have understood my pulse, ma'am. I had mercy on my teacher. That's the reason I had to decide. Thank
Yeah,
you so much, ma'am. And thank you, Mr. Gaurav, for bringing this us on this platform. It is marvelous. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Jayashree ji, your question, please. Then we go to Vidya, Mahesh, and then finally Anuradha ji.
Good evening, Snehal ma'am. I'm Mrs. Jayashree from Polarity, Hyderabad. My question is actually like what you said. The important thing is innovative ideas for children, and then they have to socialize, which we are following in our school. And then recently, when we had given them thought process, like whatever money you have collected for giving for the teachers on their farewell, then immediately we asked if you can donate it for the orphanages and all. So they personally went and surveyed which orphanage only the children are doing all the work. They raised a fund, and that fund they have gifted them in a kind, whatever the children asked for, because their regular works they were getting disturbed and they were not able to complete it on time. So the grinder and small things which they required, all these things were packed, and they went and gave it there. So that was the kindness that the children have learned how to socialize with the others.
Super. And you will see a difference in their temperament and their attitude after
Yes.
that. Hi, can I just quickly take this chance to acknowledge Sangeeta Gole, Miss ma'am? She is here in our midst. Thank you, ma'am, for your kind wishes. She helped us with our NABET accreditation, so I'm very grateful to her. So thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Jayashree, ma'am.
Yes.
I more power to you, and more, let your tribe increase. We need that for our nation, really.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
even
Jayashree ji.
training as well.
Sorry?
Okay. You said something. Please go
Teachers
ahead.
training also.
Teacher,
Yeah.
CBD. Yes. Thank you very much.
Teachers training also. What we
Super.
Vidya, Mahesh, your question, please.
A great evening to everyone here, and evening to Pinto ma'am also. It's a great time actually to be on this platform actually.
From Ryan? Is she from Ryan?
No,
Ah,
not at all, Gaurava.
Gaurava is wondering if I am like infiltrated.
He's scared. He's
to ask
scared because he
questions.
doesn't want to.
No. I want to truly make it what I nothing.
I understood, Gaurava. Don't worry.
No worries, Gaurava. I'm not from Ryan Group. I'm from Karnataka, Bangalore. I'm myself Vidya. I'm an academic project head for one of the private curriculum developing company in Karnataka. Karnataka as well as Kerala. So we serve for many schools as academic partners all over Karnataka and Kerala for the preschools, especially for the
Oh,
foundation.
lovely.
So it's a great platform for me as meeting you all, coming to know the major priorities where I keep training teachers all around, especially with the rural sides and as well as with the urban side and the particular the heart cities also. Um it's a it's a major point where I liked was like ma'am's yours art as becoming as a culture,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you. Yeah.
See, nowadays it is not like reading and writing and just memorizing something. Children, they are more innovative and coming in a different ways.
Yeah.
We have a schools where children put out their the learnings and everything through a dramatical process also. So they dramatize what they learn through their lessons, and they do many things. And
Yeah.
especially in our preschools, we can see these little ones, the tiny tots, with many things coming with many ideas, doing, though they're not able to speak or pronounce few words or something, but still they do many things.
Yeah.
That's a great miracle what the universe has given to these little ones, I can say actually.
That's
I'm
fun.
really
Thank
blessed
you.
to have that. And thank you so much.
Thank you for your
Yeah,
observation.
I'm hoping like Gaurava will share the numbers of the people who have attended because I would love to have your contact. I think it's it would be helpful to have input. So yeah, we're open to that.
Correct.
Would be
Navdeep,
great.
your question. Navdeep Kaur, your question, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, actually, I am from Punjab. I just belong to a school where I got the uneducated parents.
Yeah, first generation.
My question is, how can we motivate the students as after the COVID? The students lack their interest in studies.
Yeah,
So, how to motivate them that the study is not the part of like it is important for their livelihood, na?
yeah,
We motivate them again and again, but still the students are nowadays they are interested towards the media, or you can say the reels of you know all that na. So I am belong to that school and my subject is mathematics na. So I found so many tough to create an interest in my own subject.
yeah.
Please help, how can we motivate the students to be the take interest in studies?
Wow, that's yeah. Whether it is Punjab or whether it is Bombay or whether it is Aurangabad or whether it is Rajasthan, I think everywhere, children are going to be children of the my 2 cents, and I know there'll be many more who may offer even more or better advice, but there's a difference. So I'm not sure if there's a uneducated completely like uneducated lot, or like the demography is that, or is it like they do well, but they're first generation learners. Like there's a difference. So based on that is how you will have to approach it, and you can't do it alone. Sorry to burst that bubble. I mean, yes, it's about one step can make the change and all, but you will need to have buy-in of your colleagues first, and just
Yes.
a few are enough, but also the children. I think uh, I don't know if gadgets are allowed in your school, because we have taken a stand. Our policy is no gadgets unless there are days
No,
where we.
ma'am. No gadgets are allowed, but when the students are coming to school now, they are just talking about the games and all that.
Yeah.
I,
So,
I want to that they talk about the studies and something creative, right? They are not interested in talking about the interesting things there. What we have to do in the game, what we have to. Matlab, sometimes I'm feeling that we can't do anything.
Yeah, Navdeep, I'm glad they're talking about games. I'm okay with that. I think they should talk about games and not about who was wearing what at this event, a big scale event, and all that. I'm glad they're talking about games. So trust me, you'll be thanking God for those little things in the future. I think if I may encourage you, and I don't know if you have like computer labs, right? One of the things we do is we have this program called First in Math, and it has proven really useful for children to access tech, and through tech increase their logical reasoning. They learn coding as well as they do math puzzles. So maybe yeah, so our children, this generation, is no longer satisfied with sitting in the four walls. They are
Yes, ma'am.
they are experiential learners. They come wired like that. They want the experience. Now, you and I can lament about the current scene and reminisce about the good old days, or we can get together and say, listen, we need to address this and now. So equip yourselves firstly to basically pick out all the math related links for that age group, because there are tons of free resources online, Navdeep. So strategize and put your 1 2 3 kind of a thing just for each lesson plan. One of the things I've seen is our children have driven the change for the way we plan our lessons.
Yeah,
You can
definitely.
come ready with your paper pencil and your Google Drive lesson plan, and they're so dynamic in nature. They can completely put water over that and almost spur you and provoke you to find new ways to engage their attention.
Yes, ma'am.
And understandably so.
Yes,
But I think
yes,
you should venture into being the trailblazer for involving tech, integrating it within your lesson plan, and take them in batches. Create a bus. Create like, how do I say, like, uh, we have about a number of periods for each topic, right?
yes,
With
ma'am.
that, take 2 periods off. Don't necessarily teach them the way we have been teaching. Maybe you will be the one who will make the change to start initiate that in your own setting. And you should have parents saying up like, what are you really doing with tech, boss? Why are you like involving our children, taking them to the computer lab? I would rather you be that trailblazer. I promise you, if you there I could share with Gaurava the resources, but I know on this forum there are so many people that use resources like that within the classroom and beyond it, to reinforce, especially math. Math is not exactly everybody's favorite subject. So,
No,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
they are really
That's the
interested in the
that's the
games
basic
and all that,
problem.
I think they should be showing interest. We can accumulate and link that one with their
yeah,
games and then start teaching math.
yes.
Actually,
Probably
the
they will
problem in
follow
mathematics
interest.
is the students feel that it is a toughest subject. They are not using the logic now. But nice to talk with you, ma'am.
No,
Definitely.
nice to talk with you, Navdeep. Just they are keen to use their logic. They have a lot of logic. It's just that I think their
Yeah.
foundational concepts took a
Yes,
beating
ma'am.
in teaching maybe. But I'm sure you can make that change.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Wish you all the
definitely.
best.
Thank
God
you,
bless.
thank you, thank you, Navdeep. And one thing is for sure: start living games. Start loving games yourself.
Yeah,
Then you'll appreciate them
Yeah.
more. I'll tell
yeah,
you.
yeah. I
Yes,
think
Okay.
ma'am.
for us to integrate that in our own lesson planning will be crucial for us to make that change. We want to see. So yeah.
Perfect.
Thank
Perfect.
you,
We
ma'am.
are 7 minutes shy of our official stop, but we have Mr. Deepak who is joining us from Mathura to ask your question. Please, Deepak, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. As Gaurav said, sir told you that I am from Mathura and I started my educational means this school line journey in 2016 itself. Prior to that, I was in MNCs and all. So we opened a school in semi-rural area. Yes, Ms. Kaur suggested for the same that we are having a 80% uh, parents who are not well educated, you can say, and they are in the military or something. Rest of them are farmers. And when we started our journey, when the COVID comes, we seen a downfall. But ma'am, which you was asking just before, we try to inculcate everything which Snehal ma'am told us, like community, like tech, like AI and everything. And the wonderful results we want to see is that the parents who are not ready to send their children for the community and everything, they are not just putting everything. I just shared a one photos in this, and for that, what we started is that we started clubs, and when we started clubs, as I done my BTech from IIT, so I do know how to make the things and make the changes around the things. So that that taken 6 months or 9 months, I guess. But right now, we are of our strength is now 3 times. Now we are not having admissions in Krishnakulam itself. We purchased 2 other schools trying to do the same. And now AI, coding, basically community services. Like we made a calendar and we are following it like anything. Means from we make a divisions of three classes, first to third, third to sixth, and like on wise, and appointed one more additional teachers. They are just, you can say, shadow teachers for them too, for the 3 classes or 6 classes. And now the results are, means, even I was not expecting that sort of things. One time after COVID was like that, do I have to stay in education field or not? At that time I was literally busy in my real estate and everything, because Vrindavan is jumping around like anything. So that was my core business there. So I was like, do I have to keep concentration on do concentration on real estate, or be in education field, or let it be like principal will govern the schools or everything. Right now, when I started this initiations, now we are of 3 schools,
Very good.
planning for 3 more. One is like that, where we don't want any sections or classes or everything, like typical community based or typical experiential learning based
So,
system. Now we are having 15 odd teachers who are doing miracles. They are teaching forces by football. They are
wow.
teaching Pythagoras by lending, and you can say a learning system of lights and everything. So
Yeah.
me and my principal and my core team started this. We termed this as innovation wing of Krishnakulam, and our fee structure is too low, and that is not up to, you can say, we are charging as 3 tier cities, we can't charge more than that, 30-40 thousand.
Wow.
But now we are a part of Rotary Club. We are hosting Raila this year, and we are in United Nations and everything. Our
Very
kids are going to, and this is just because of the calendars which we started, the clubs we started.
yes.
We started parent integration in those. We asked mothers to come for Mehndi. Let's start with the Mehndi itself.
Yeah.
Let's do some Rangoli. Let's do some bangle making. Let's do some this. Now they are a part of Krishnakulam family. And now they are supporting us. They are sending them children. And one more thing, when we started this community system, AI or any other tools which are coming to us, they make a create a way for us. Let them come. We be a child, or let this is to be a part of your life. And
Yeah.
now they are accepting. And Cormem just started the things with clubs and calendars. And whenever you want me to come, I'll love to come to your school, or I send my principal. I do visit Punjab like anything in a 1 month, I guess,
Yeah.
when I do go to Himalayas and all. So it's just fantastic, and results are very good.
Super.
Admissions are going very good. Everything is going fantastic.
I'm
Thank
Surely,
you, ma'am.
bless you.
wonderful.
And Deepak ji, I'm sure there'll be a lot of us who will want to see this in action. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to take a lot of contacts from Gaurava after this. But
No, more than that, Deepak, तुमने मैम के स्कूल तो जाने का प्लान बना लिया. मैम को कभी वृंदावन बुलाओ, कभी मथुरा बुलाओ. 4 स्कूल खोल लिए तुमने नए. हैं? चलिए.
This is my means. I do want. Please, आप लोग कभी भी आए वृंदावन.
He's a
Vrindavan
dear
is
friend.
like
Hence, I'm taking that liberty with him.
Vrindavan is like you can say, means from last 2 years, the tourists are coming in numbers. Means now Mathura Vrindavan is first in tourism from last one and a
Yes,
half
so,
years.
so let me give
I
one
never
open offer
expected
to
this
the
much.
Rhine group of institutions.
It's,
Anybody
and
trying
I am
traveling from
inviting
Rhine,
everyone.
Deepak will be the host.
I
Okay,
will be your host in Vrindavan itself. If
wonderful.
you want
Chaliye.
to go for parikrama for Govardhan, I will be your host. We are having a separate
Wonderful,
living arrangement
wonderful,
and everything
wonderful.
for you.
Chaliye,
I
chaliye.
will be your
Time,
host.
time. Only two questions.
Wish you well, Deepak ji. Yeah.
Yes, only two questions. First is Anuradha ji, your question. If you still have that question with you, number one.
Okay.
Okay, she is here. No, she is
Well,
here.
Uh,
good evening, everyone. And believe me, Gaurav, I didn't want to blow my trumpet or anything about the Ryan Group. The only thing what I wanted to say is that whatever Dr. Snehal was speaking on, I was visualizing the action. And I just wanted to add that, like, I'll just very quickly looking into the constraints of time, I'll say there was one of the person, I think Ma'am Rai, who was there. She spoke about how inclusive education is done and how parents don't get to believe on us. So, as Dr. Snehal said, we do have a shadow teacher. But you know what we need to do is the child should not get limited to that shadow individual. All right, because the child also has the right to listen and learn from the teacher. So when we give that assurance to the parent that we don't want more than required, the shadow teacher just looks into the child focusing towards the teacher and the teacher gives attention. So that's the time the parent really builds up the trust and they feel that there is something going on and my teacher is as interested and concerned despite of my child having the special requirement. So that kind of very frequent meeting is required. And of course, for our community services, as very rightly said by Dr. Snehal, we do have children, they are actually very sensitive. You know, we feel they're very technical and they're very robotic. They aren't. There is something soft within them. So, you know, we need to really, really explore that because today, just in the morning, as I walked into the school, I asked the one of the teacher along with his students, he was talking, so what's going on? It was new in the Atal now. So they said that they're planning on to a special kind of a wheel cart which would work hybrid, you know, with the dynamo as well as the electricity. So it would be economical. So this, you know, this is what children give idea. What the teacher said that the children had the idea. And once we get into the new academic year, we'll definitely work on this. So these are a few things where you need to really, really get connected. So thank you for the inputs. There was great learning from Dr. Snehal and the others who did give this, the inputs. Thank you, Dr. Snehal. And I'm one of them who's seen her grow up from a very young girl, I would say a teenager, to where she is now. And I'm one of her admirer. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Anuradha ji. And I have two questions now, Snehal, which is as in two questions from the members, which is Mathura Prasad ji is a very integral part of IPN family. Keep the question brief, please. And then we'll go to Shivani. Shivani, while you're not able to raise your hand, I have helped you unmute yourself. You can do so. And after Mathura ji, please ask your question. Mathura ji, please keep it brief. Over to you.
Yeah, good evening, sir. And Dr. Pinto, you have done really the great work. You have opened the complete eyes of the system because what is to be done in the school, you have spoken everything and things are going correctly because we don't have time now. So we cannot give more into this one. But really things are nice going on in India and Gaurav sir is doing great job. Only one thing I want everyone to do it. Let us start the flipped learning. Flipped learning means before classroom teaching, let us motivate children to understand, read and understand the topic. So once they learn at home and second classroom teaching can be done. So, it will be a really good thing, because which is going on in America and in Calcutta also university, this was started. So flipped learning we can start. And second point, what we can do, blended learning. Blended learning, it's like a salad, very good salad. Okay, so we can make the everything to make interesting topic. So like innovation technology is there, Atal Lab is also there into school. So everything we can do, whatever innovation we want to make it, we should make our children understand the topic perfectly. So this is the topic which I wanted to say.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we'll
you very
discuss
much.
in
Thank you for
further
sharing.
more point. Thank you so much, Gaurav sir. Great work you are doing. Continue. We'll be
Thank you.
supporting
Shivani
you
ji, your question,
definitely.
please.
And thank you.
Thank you,
I'm sorry
Madhura ji.
to speak over you. I'm so sorry, but Shivani ji, your question completely out of time. Shivani, please. I'm looking like one of the anchors of New Channel.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My question would be brief. My question to Dr. Pinto is that whatever you outlined sounds so good, but my question is, with 1/3 of the class being below average, challenged, children with special needs, and so on and so forth, how do you resolve all of this with pure vision and focus on these children? Because everything sounds so much designed for the children who will grab attention.
No, I speak this out of a, how do I say, cumulative amount of time. Like we have been at it over the years. Have we got it all together? No, that's why I'm glad Gaurava said priorities. It's not achievements you have already accomplished. So yeah. I would politely disagree with the one which says you said it is good for the ones that are ready to grab attention, and very often lesson plans, I heard in a session not so long ago that lesson plans are usually made for the ones who can get it, like in the law of averages type. But honestly, I think in the last if I may say about 8 odd years, there has been an increasing number of our student population, our cohort within the classroom, where you will encounter learning challenges, where you will encounter all of the, if I may use the word, types that you have mentioned. A lot of dysfunctionality within families. So there's that social emotional backdrop as well that they come from. And clearly our roles have changed, ma'am. So one of the things earlier we used to look at is the content knowledge and competency of the teacher. Now, while we are pursuing holistic development of the student, the first thing is to see the holistic well-being and the mental sanity and the emotional stability of the teacher. Now, those things are on priority. And unless the teacher has, and I won't tire saying this, unless you have compassion, unless as an educator, as a teacher, your first and core action and audience and everything you do is for the well-being of the children and not just a transaction. No matter what initiatives, all of these will sound nice. Nothing will translate into action if you don't have that compassion. And that's why the idea is at the time of recruitment only, first is to filter. And is there a dearth of teachers? Yes, of course, because the role is changing. The role has become so dynamic. There's no longer, and I promise you, academically, these children have a lot more access to information than you and I would even endeavor to at the end of the day to prepare for a lesson plan. They have it at their fingertips. And that's why, when Mathura said about that flipped learning and all those strategies come in handy. It is tried and tested. They come in handy. But the idea is we don't just have to use them. Yeah, I'm just going to, wantonly use them because I have to use them. The first thing is to know the learning styles in the class. And if we can get together the learners according to their learning styles, as well as, and this may sound fancy, but I think there is value in this. It will take time in the planning, but if we can map at least a small cohort of teachers that align, that are able to cater to that learning style, It will change, which means you will have to change what you want out of those children. So our learning outcomes will no longer be those nicely put things that we decorate. So if a child who is kinesthetic wants to make a video reel and show you the outcome, do you have a rubric then to measure? And thank God for the standards and practices across the boards. We have access to all of those things now. So we don't have to suddenly reinvent the wheel. But my thing is, all of these things that I've spoken about, ma'am, we are still a work in progress. We may have come this far, but we are still a work in progress. And within the next 3 years, more disruption is coming. And rather than us playing catch up, let's make take small steps, like push ourselves, because it will require us as a community of learners at the educator level to step out of our comfort zone. I promise you, and that change will be driven by our students only. And in this lot is the lot, I promise you, this lot will be the one that will stand by the teachers. The very ones who, the ADHD ones, they are not so motivated ones, because given their backgrounds, what the longing in every human soul is affirmation. And we tend to talk more and listen less. And if, as a teacher, if we can first feel the pulse, the emotional climate of the room, and be that mentor, be that, just be that person that they can come to, not the person who they should respect you and they should have a respectful fear. And I'm old school. I'm all for respectful fear. There are certain boundaries. I'm not a friend. I'm not your friend. I'm your teacher first. I am a mother first. I'm a teacher first. I will look out for your well-being. And there are times you might find me crazy protective about you, but that's the heart of a mom. And you have to understand that. And I think when kids know that authentically, they're yours. They will buy into whatever you have for them. But they are the ones who will call us out on hypocrisy. They know exactly when a teacher is coming in the face of authority to do her job in the classroom. They know how teachers flip around when a principal is at the corridor. And they just know it. They will call us out. And that is why we have to be authentic. The onus is on us, ma'am. Unless we change the way we function, no amount of initiatives, NEPs is going to change things on the grassroots level. So I am all for change and all of that, but it has to be together. Again, I promise you, like Anuradha ma'am said, she's seen me grow. Sheetal ma'am has seen. Varsha and I started out when she was, a bio teacher in St. Lawrence. So the thing is about, at the end of it, these are the roles we play. Does not define the people we are. They are an extension of the people we are. And that has to come through in the classroom, beyond the classroom. We have to own them up. They will own us up. I promise you that. And it has to be done cumulatively, like little by little. Try, test, see change, come back. If it's and I think in all humility over the years, I've learned to say, sorry, it didn't work. I will make the change. And as leaders, if we can make that way, then I promise you, everyone else they watch the actions, listen less to the words. So that has to be consistent and authentic. Well, I hope it helps. Thank you, Shivani.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shivani, for that question. In fact, completely out of time. So firstly, my sincere thank you to each one of you for being with us this evening. I think there is so much of grace in you, Snehal, which I believe your mom's name as well, right? So I think you take so many qualities from her. And given I was part of a missionary setup myself, I went to a missionary school, and usually one of our teachers who always used to say this, teachers are not intelligent teachers. You have to be empathetic teacher, right? So I think that is so much so engraved, at least in my system, and I've always believed that myself. there are a lot to be shared, but honestly, today, given we are already way ahead of our official sort of a stop, I will only like to say a huge thank you to Snehal for a brilliant session, if I may say. So, and what was so heartening about this was the moment you started and the moment right now, your consistency of your demeanor, your passion towards your words, right? So that talks a volume about any leader for me. I think Chitrakala ji was very, very apt when she said that while you are so young, but young with respect to your age, but you are graceful and you have absolutely brilliant knowledge behind you. So lovely having you with us. I would have showered more praises, completely running out of time. I have to be somewhere else as well, which is why I will rush. Absolutely. Thank you very much, everybody who
Thank you
joined
so
us.
much for your patient listening and just being here. A privilege to be amongst you. I promise you, I'm totally humbled ones to be amongst the ones who have seen me grow, but also amongst the ones whom I saw tuning in from the cars. God bless you and more power to all of you. The Lord is with us. Let's rise together and grow together. Gaurava, I will be connecting you for some numbers though.
Yeah. Anytime. And let
Thank
me
you. Yeah.
tell everybody who is joining us for the first time, IPN is a very bottom-up network. So people like Navdeep is for what IPN truly stand for. When a teacher finds her or herself alone, that is where IPN has to chip in, honestly. So Navdeep, I absolutely empathize with you, and obviously we'll do more in terms of what we can do for you to help you out to be a better teacher. But for now, thank you, everybody. Have a great evening, have a great weekend, and enjoy your holidays. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.
Have a restful weekend. Bye.